Well, it's summertime, and we've got some things to talk about with the Alzheimer's Association. And joining us today, Marybeth Torsell, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's start out because we have a program coming up on July 23rd, and it's focusing on caregivers, right?
Yes.
Tell us more.
So we have a new series called the Empowered Caregiver Series, and it's a new lineup to our education menu, and it's focused on the person, the caregiver, basically. And it teaches them how to navigate the responsibilities of caring for somebody with dementia. So there's 5 programs, and you don't have to go to all of them, but it's good if you can. The first one is the Building the Foundations, and that is at the Springs of Lima in July, and that is the first one in the series that talks about what to expect. You know, you're a caregiver now, what does that mean, what to expect, how do you build a support system, how do you manage caregiver stress. So it's about an hour long, and there's time for questions. It's just a really good program.
So I assume, like, especially if you're early on, you know, you're taking care of, but things change throughout the progression, right? So being a caregiver is going to change along the way?
It does, and it talks about that, and then the next one is the next program in the series is how to build independence, so how to keep them independent for as long as possible. So then it just kind of builds on each one. But again, you don't have to go to each one. It's not like if you can't make one, you shouldn't go to any. It's just good information.
So is it going to be like one a month, or you don't know? Okay, one a month.
Yeah, for the next 5 months. So starting in July, it'll be the first one, and then I think it's like the 4th Tuesday in July, I think is what it is.
All right.
Yeah, so it's just a great program.
Do you want people to sign up ahead of time, or can they just show up at the Springs that day?
They can just show up if they want to just show up. That's fine. If they want to register, that's good too. That way because there's some handouts that we do give, so it's nice to know at least, you know, an idea of how many people are coming. But if you don't register, it's fine. You can just come.
Is it one of those things where you can ask questions along the way too? Okay.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, we encourage people to ask questions. It's more, I like it better when it's interactive anyway. So yep, you can ask questions. You can come with a list of questions and be prepared to ask them too.
Well, I think it's important, and you guys do obviously too, to focus on the caregivers too, because it's kind of like a team thing, you know, the person with the Alzheimer's or dementia, and then the person taking care.
Yeah, and the person, it's such a stressful, you know, we talk about this all the time, it's so stressful when you're a caregiver. It's a hard disease to take care of.
Right, yeah. All right, so that's a start. July 23rd, 5:30 to 6:30 at the Springs. So that'll be a good program for people to take out and see. All right. It is summertime, and people still like to travel. And is it possible if you have, if you're taking care of and have family members who have dementia or Alzheimer's, to let them join in on the memories? It
is definitely. Things change a little bit. You know, instead of traveling 7, 8 hours, 9 hours away, instead of going someplace with a different time zone, try to stay close. Try to stick to their routine as much as you can. You know, if they eat breakfast at 8, lunch at noon, and dinner at 5, try to stick with that. Try not to jam pack. You know, we got to go to this and then that and then this and then that. You want to try to make it, you know, have some structure, but don't be so stressed about getting everything done, because you're going to need to allow time in between things for the person.
So it sounds like just a little bit more leisurely.
Yep.
And is it okay to go to unfamiliar places, or should you go like to visit a family friend that's far away or something? I mean, are hotels okay? Can they adjust?
Yes, it is. It's better to go someplace where they have been before if possible, but especially if it's later in the disease. But if you're going to a hotel, just let the staff know, you know, that this person has dementia. Make sure that you try to stick with them at all times. Don't let them alone, or get them some type of device in case they do wander, because they can get very confused and then, you know, wander and just get lost. So you want to try to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Do you need to, I mean, you know, because you have doctors at home, do you need to like kind of check out, are there hospitals and doctors around where you're traveling? Or I
think that's always a good idea anyway, just in case. But, you know, make sure you keep with you all of their diagnoses, their medication, that type of stuff with you.
Yeah. All right. So it is possible to still make some memories and have some fun during the summertime. Yeah. All right. Good stuff about travel. And of course, that Caregiver series is starting on July 23rd. Thanks for coming today. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. Don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast in a moment.